Welcome to the segment Reaching on the Interlake. Reaching in the Interlake is really a lot of fun because it's the point at which the boat really comes alive. Here you see myself and Ryan Kyle out on a beautiful afternoon, and we're having a great time ripping along on Lake Erie. Just like any point of sail, there's a few things that you want to keep in mind in order to get the most out of the boat. First thing we're going to look at is the weight distribution. Here you see Ryan and myself centered in the boat, fore and aft, and sitting just across from the main sheet. This puts us in a comfortable position to be able to pull any of the control lines at any given point in time. Also puts us in a nice strong hiking position. One thing that we always try to keep in mind is keeping your eyes out of the boat. What to look for and where to look for it are very important. On this particular day you can see the puffs with the darker water, and we're looking in the direction of our apparent wind angle, which is just forward of the beam. This allows us to be prepared for any sort of gust. Once the gust hits, then we're going to react by easing the vang. The vang is essentially an extension of the helm. If you draw a straight line from the top of the mast to the end of the boom, it really extends down into the rudder. So when you release it, the rudder releases. If you pull it on tight, it'll induce some helm. Next time you're out reaching around, give it a try. Ease the vang off and feel the helm, pull the vang on, and see how the boat reacts. Can't forget about how the main sheet affects the balance of the boat, but you have to understand the vang as well. Another major influence on the helm on the Interlake on a reach is the centerboard in its relative position. Centerboard position, as we discussed upwind, has a lot to do with the center of resistance on the Interlake. So as you bring the centerboard up, it's going to reduce the amount of helm on the back end of the boat. If you bring it up too much, it'll induce leeward helm. So somewhere just above halfway is where we have the board situated on this day. So with our crew weight in the right spot, vang in hand, and centerboard halfway up, what we're going to do is slow the clip down and study this even further. Here you see the boat's nicely balanced. Ryan's in a good, comfortable hiking position. I'm checking out the breeze as it comes down in the direction of the apparent wind, and we're moving along really nice. There's a big puff rolling down, and watch the reaction and the boom height as the puff hits. Both the spinnaker and the main sheet are eased, the vang is completely off, which then frees up the rudder. Right there you saw that I pulled the vang back on, and now I'm just using it as an extension of the main sheet. Once overpowered, I ease it off. Once the boat comes back into play, meaning that it's more balanced, I'll pull it back on. This is what sailing's all about right here. Having a good time and flying. One last point that I'd like to make has to do with the jib. Many people get rid of the jib on reaches and runs as it interferes with the spinnaker. On a reach in particular, you can leave the jib up, but you have to be careful not to have it over trimmed. There's a very narrow slot between the spinnaker and the main sail where you can take advantage of some of that breeze, but if it's over trimmed, it's going to suck some of the breeze out of the spinnaker and it's going to create a backwind on the mainsail. Though you can't tell here, I like to have the luff of the jib breaking just a little bit. That way I know it's not going to interfere with the spinnaker. I hope you enjoyed this short clip. We enjoyed this sail on this particular day, and we love reaching in the Interlake.